Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Cherry Bomblossom. Hello, can you speak? Welcome back to the Cherry Bomblossom Boutique. My name is Renan, your lovely fashion dolly. How you guys doing? Welcome. You may be wondering, Renan, Ariana, what are you doing here? And I would be like, popular. You're gonna be popular. No, but I'm just kidding. But here's the thing. I realized yesterday, like way too late, that I made the schedule wrong. And my stream was supposed to be today and not tomorrow. Because tomorrow I actually work. And I realized a little bit too late for me to correct the schedule. Because I realized at like 4 a.m. in the morning. So, I decided to just say fuck it and, apologize now than admit my wrongs earlier. Because you know what? The damage was kind of done already. I'm sure that you guys already prepared your week way farther ahead, and I feel bad because it's just the type of thing that I don't like to do. I don't like to move around like stream days because you guys have lives and you're allowed to work around it. Like you take my schedule into consideration within your schedule, and when I make it wrong, well, I changed something about your schedule and I feel bad about that. You know what I mean? So hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Hi, Scully. How you doing, sweetheart? Hello, Koronin. How you doing, my love? So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Like, I'm gonna be so real. I don't really expect people to show up today, primarily because of that particular reason. It's just it is quite a big deal to not let people know that that there's a change in schedule. But like at the same time, at that point, I couldn't keep up. It's been a week. This week has been quite stressful, so I haven't really been able to do much around anyway. But I'm here, and it's okay. We're all gonna be alright, and if we aren't, well, we will be, because it is not a choice. You have to be alright. You have to be. If you are not alright, then what happens to me? What happens to the world? So we gotta be alright. We gotta be alright. Oh, you're so considerate. I mean, it's more so about well, yes, it is about being considerate to my audience's time, because, well, you kind of gotta be respectful of everybody's time, particularly some people who make time for you and to watch you. So, yeah, again, I do apologize about that. Here, because I happen to see the Discord alert. I know, I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. But do not worry. Do not worry. It's okay. It be happening. Look, at least it's the weekend for the most part, so it kind of helps. That is true. That is true. It is the weekend still. So, listen, we're all just gonna have a fun time. However many, can I speak? Jesus Christ. However many people show up today, we're just gonna have a fun time. We're just gonna be chatting and talking and judging, because today we are doing another fashion review. It's been a while since I've done one of these live. It's been a while since I've done one of these lives. Because they kind of take a lot of preparation to make when it comes to researching and making sure that I give every gym leader their fair dues. However, that is sort of starting to get harder and harder to do as we move along in the series. Primarily because this is a thing that I've been talking about in a while now, ever since like Wins and Weights got announced. Pokemon gym leaders they don't really have lore as much as they do anymore. So surprisingly enough, it just doesn't really take that much for me to find everything that there is to find about them anymore. Because not even Pokemon, not even the dialogue of the NPCs tell you much anymore. And this is particularly true for the fighting type gym leaders. If I may be honest, the fighting type gym leaders don't seem to be quite popular. The most popular one is Korrina, which is the reason why I used her in my thumbnail. So we'll be talking about that in a little bit, though. That's the right mindset to have. Well, so thank you. We gotta do what we gotta do. But yeah, folks, I gotta tell you, I got my birthday gift from my mom. I got a set of makeup brushes. Now, you may be wondering, Ridden, how did you use to do your makeup if you didn't have any brushes? Well, here's the thing, Chad. I used my mother's brushes, particularly her blush brush. And, you know, my mother is the type of person who doesn't really throw anything away, you know? My mother is the type of person who really uses everything until they are turned to dust, until it basically becomes a little piece of drywall. So, I use her blush brush, and her blush brush is so hard. Like, I'm talking about that is a miniature broom. That's what we're talking about. It's like so brittle, so hard, and so itchy that it feels like that I'm brushing my face with a toothbrush rather than an actual makeup brush, you know? So I wanted to get my own, and I didn't really want to rely on her makeup brushes because at the end of the day, they are hers, and you know, it is very important that you do not share stuff that goes with your face with other people. Not to say that my mother has anything going on, really. My mother actually has a very, very clean face. However, it's still not healthy, you know? It's for hygiene purposes. You shouldn't be sharing makeup brushes with each other. Particularly, you also shouldn't be doing your makeup with... you also shouldn't be doing anybody else's makeup, if you are a professional makeup artist, with brushes that you use for yourself. Unless you clean them really, really well. And even then, it would be preferable if you use a new set specifically only to do the makeup of your clients. Then again, though, you shouldn't be buying a new set every time that you have a new client because that's not really affordable per se. So you gotta really make sure that you clean your brushes, right? And so I got a new brush kit for my mother, kind of begrudgingly, kind of against her will, because if you guys know me, and I've talked about it a lot, it's not really a secret. My mother is not really the most accepting of my gender identity when it comes to being a male and a female sometimes, and even when I am a male, preferring a more female presentation. She's never really been into it. But you know what's been working? Not giving her a choice. I haven't really given her a choice. So she begrudgingly gifted me these makeup brushes, and they are so soft, they are so cute, and I am not used to something that can actually blend properly. Like I said, I am used to my mother's push broom, her broom that she uses around her face. I am used to that, and it actually tends to pick up product really well and deposits product pretty well, but it doesn't really blend out that much. So I'm used to working with those type of situations. So when I had a brush that can actually, like, you know, diffuse properly, that can actually blend properly, I was kind of... okay, let me recreate the picture. I'm in the bathroom getting ready for work, right? And I am putting this blush in. My lovely orange brush with gold highlighter. It's so pretty. I'm putting this blush on, and then when I put it on, I don't notice anything. I feel like there's nothing there. No one came to work. the pigment was not pigmented, and my face was still pale. And I was like, you know what? Maybe the first layer is always kind of sparse, so let's just try again. I put the brush on the makeup again, and I try it again. I put blush on. I put the second layer of blush. I still don't see anything. There is no blush in my vicinity. Like, in terms of blush, there is no blush. So I go for the third layer, and by this point, I'm kind of getting pissed off, right? Like, the color is showing up, right? The color is showing up. I can see it, but it's not how I like it. I really like for you to tell that I have blush, and that is like my favorite thing about blush. So the color is showing up, right? The color is showing up, but it's not really at the intensity that I wanted it to be. And by this point, I start tapping the brush. And I'm like, hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Have we come into work today? And the funny thing is that I put another layer of blush, and suddenly it was boom. It was there. It was ever present, and it was red. So I think the brush took it personally whenever I said it that it wasn't really working, because by the time I put the fourth layer, it was full glam, kind of looking like a cherry tomato type of situation. So it is. I need to get used to it. I need to get used to the new blush, to new brushes. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited to have them. I'm very excited to learn more about makeup and learn more about how to do my own makeup. And I hope not to stab my eye out. I really hope not to stab my eye out, because I never had something so close to my face. You know what I mean? Like, I never had something so close to my eyes. I have never worn actual eyeshadow before. Well, I have worn eyeshadow before, but I usually do it with my fingers, not with an actual brush. So I really hope not to poke myself an eye out, but if I do, well, that's unfortunate. I guess I will look more fashion. You know what? If I do poke an eye out, think about it this way. I will no longer have an eye. I will no longer have an eye to keep open, so I can always keep my eye closed, and then I can showcase the makeup. You know, I can showcase the makeup. I can keep the garage door closed, and people can see it. You know. Oh my god, same. I think all of us have borrowed our mom's makeup at some point. Some months really dusty and broke. They literally have tape holding them together. I know, right? Like, listen, my mother is the type of person who thinks that lipstick doesn't expire. And you know what? That is fair. Lipstick technically cannot expire. It's just one of those things that it really doesn't matter, right? If it's past expiration date. The only thing that it does for lipstick, in my opinion, it's more so that the pigments just don't work as well anymore. You know what I mean? But they still work. It still has color on it. So it's just, I'm surprised. Some of those things that she has in there are much older than me. And I am 26 now. So like, imagine how long she has them since I was born until now. Like, that woman just doesn't throw anything away when it comes to her makeup. Oh, but when it comes to my things, she throws them away every once in a while. But it's fine. We're not here to trauma dump. Oh my god, thank you so much, Nova, for the Prime sub, 6 months. Ooh, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate that. Actually, do Prime subs? Prime subs, I know that they're free, and the fact that you're using it for me because you only get one once a month. I am so gagged. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're forever so sweet, Nova. My job gets me free Prime, so I have fun. Thank you. I mean, listen, I get one I get $1 more off of it, so am I late? Not really. I haven't really started yet. We're just chatting, we're just talking. But welcome, Liv. How you doing? I'm very sorry that I decided to go live when I did, because I forgot to put it on the schedule properly, and that was my bad. That was my bad. I was supposed to stream today, not tomorrow, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. You could always use an eye patch to farm aura as well. I know, right? I could always use like one of those like Lolita eye patches. You know, they're like a square of like quilted fabric, and you know, they have like lace around them. Very cute, very pretty. Girl, by the way, I've been looking into like getting new fashion. You know, I've been looking into like redoing my wardrobe, having probably some tennis shoes that doesn't look like my dog shoot them up and then barf onto them. Because here's the thing. I like to pretend that I have a bougie life. I like to pretend that I am more fashionable than I actually am. But here's the thing. Girl, I'm broke. Girl, I am broke. And I cannot afford new tennis shoes right now. And it is kind of humiliating a little bit that I have to go out to my job wearing tennis shoes that they look like they've been to war. They look like they have been to World War II. Like they went through mud, dirt, every other element possible. But hey, they're still kicking around. They may have a hole in them. But you know what? If I inherited something from my mom, is the inability to throw away things when they are no longer looking good. They can still be used, so I'm gonna use them. You know, until they're not ripping apart, I am still gonna use it. Which is funny because that same thing kind of applies to my underwear, and that's kind of bad. But I'm broke, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. All good. Happy to catch a stream. Hell yeah, hell yeah. But yeah. Anyways, Chad, I don't really have much to talk about this week aside from, you know, the usual things happen at work. Oh, well, I can tell you about it. So, if you didn't see Twitter, you probably don't know about this, but yesterday I went to Billards to... I don't know if it's... I don't know if Billards is the right word, because Billards is the name of the game, but I think a lot of people referring to it as pool, right? So, I went... not to the pool, but to play pool with some coworkers, right? Right, the pool incident. Wow, that kind of sounds worse than when you make it out to be. Technically, I did hit a pole. A pole was hit. There was an incident involving a pole. Okay, so. Here's the thing, chat. For as graceful as I may seem, I am usually not the greatest with my hands. I don't really have good eye-to-hand coordination. And you would think that something that requires aiming is not really within my wheelhouse. And I said it. I really said it. I wasn't really willing to play. I just wanted to watch, right? But my coworkers kept insisting that if we're going to go to play pool, I was going to have a turn, and I didn't really want to, and I went all the way to the end. But you know, it started with the usual public humiliation of not really knowing what to do, right? It was kind of embarrassing, the fact that I kept so here's the thing. When you have a stick, right? When you play pool, you have a stick and you have to hit the ball, right? And the thing is that I didn't really know how to aim properly. You know, I didn't know how to aim properly. I didn't know how to hold the stick. So every time I went to hit one of the balls, to hit the white ball that you gotta hit to score, I guess. I kept hitting the table and either doing something that's supposedly really hard to do, which is to slap one of the balls so hard that it bounces and it goes out of the table. Or 2, I kept almost going through the actual table. So it was really quite humiliated and humbling. It was a humbling experience to remember that I'm actually not good at anything except for drawing and looking pretty. You know, it is kind of it is kind of embarrassing that I forgot I am bad at anything that relates to sports, even if this is not technically a sport, right? And so at some point in time, I started to get better. Like, I was actually hitting the ball. I was actually, I think I did score once. I did make one of the billiard balls go into the little score thingy that you gotta do. I sound so out of touch. Don't I sound like your mom who doesn't really understand how to video games work, but she tries their best to describe it despite the fact that she's failing terribly at it and she's not actually describing it well? Don't I sound like that? Anyway, point being, I started getting better at playing pool, and at some point in time, I lost control of my hands for some reason. I think it was too cold for me to properly control my hands. I already have troubles controlling them anyway. So at some point in time, I don't know what I did, but when I went to hit the ball, my hand sort of like jerked a little, and the pole went straight up and almost broke a bulb in a lamp on the ceiling. Like, I don't know how I ended up doing this, but my hand slipped, the pole went up, and it almost broke one of the lights. And I was gonna be so embarrassed if it actually broke one of the lights, because I've never gone out with these people before. Do you realize how much of a social death it will be if something like that happens to me when I go out for the first time with my coworkers? It was kind of nerve-wracking. And so I kind of got out of that unscathed. However, when I tried to hit the ball again, I did not notice that one of my teammates was like literally right behind me, and I retorted my hand. I contracted my hand so that I was able to hit the ball, and suddenly I hear a high-pitched screech, and I hit something soft. But here's the thing: I didn't hit it from the front. I felt it from the back, and I noticed that I may have accidentally struck one of my coworkers in the balls. I fucking hit him in the balls. I hit the wrong balls. I hit the wrong balls, bitch. Workplace abuse. Technically, I wasn't in the workplace anymore. It was not considered a work. Listen. It was not considered a work accident because it wasn't at work. So you know what? I got free unscathed. I did buy him a free round of beers though. I did buy him a couple beers to hopefully numb the pain, and so that if he gets drunk enough, he would forget about the fact that I ended up hitting his pole with my pole. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing, but I had a lot of fun. And I would say though, listen, chat, I don't consider myself a fancy person, right? I do not consider myself somebody who lives in a fancy place, who has high standards, right? But when I tell you, I was on the way to this billiard place, right? I was on the way to the place where we play pool. It's not really a bar, but anyways, you can call it a bar. So we were on the way to the bar, and as soon as we were getting closer, the more I started looking at the street, the more that I started feeling like that it was gonna be like my last day on Earth. Because that place is to die for. And I mean that in the most literal way possible. There were suspicious persons on the street everywhere. I felt like there were eyes on my back all the time as soon as I got out of the car. Because it was so nasty looking. Like, habían policías con tenis. No, there wasn't even police around. I can tell you that much. There wasn't even police around. So, I felt so bad because I felt like I was judging a place that I didn't know. But at the same time, once you've seen somebody just standing on the corner with coattails on, not coattails, with a coat on, with like a very suspicious coat shape on, you kind of start to wonder as whether or not you're gonna get out of this alive. So, you know, I didn't want to just leave. I didn't want to suddenly say, like, you know what, never mind. I won't stay. So I did end up staying, and it was a lot of fun. But I did sort of start wondering whether or not I was gonna come back home alive. Every time I ate a piece of potato, I was wondering if that would be my last piece of potato. Oh, and girl, the amount of times that the ground rumbled as we heard a police chase during that night, it was kind of incredible. Like, I never heard that many police cars in a single place before. So, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. We had fun. I have fun. I have fun. But I hope we never go there again. I'm just saying. I don't want to be a I don't want to be a rich girl. I don't want to be a mean girl. But like, can we please go somewhere in which I will get out with all my organs intact? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. But yeah. By yourself? Thank you. I mean, I think I'm safe. Unless I got one of my kidneys removed when I wasn't looking. But I'm safe. Probably. Anyway. So, now that we have gotten all the chisme out of the way, now that we have talked about my life, and you guys have told me how have you been, do you guys want to get into the Pokemon stuff? Do you guys want to get into what we're going to be talking about today? Are you guys ready? Let's go! Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That is the wrong screen. So, Chad, what are we going to be doing today? Today, we're going to be doing another fashion review. Another live fashion review. We're working It's so goofy. We are working down our list for the gym leaders. Because we've been doing this for a while. If you haven't been doing this yet, hi, my name is Rening. I love to do fashion reviews. I love to do character design reviews. I love to stare at a character too long until they tell me what they are about. And then I judge them. You know? And then I judge them. I love being autistic enough that I stare at a design for too long and then I start to guess what was in the persons who designed this mind while they were doing this. You know? I have a bit of a problem. But anyway. So, if you haven't been here, I can explain the rules a little bit to you. If I can find them. I swear to God, if I lost them again, I'm gonna kill myself. Where the fuck did I put them? It's been so long since I've done a live fashion review that I kind of forgot where my criteria is. I don't know where it is anymore. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Show me, core baby girl. Thank you. Where the fuck did I put this? Is it on Renan art? It's probably not. Ah, shit. Did I accidentally delete it again? Please don't tell me I accidentally deleted it again. because I'm gonna cry if I did. It should be here. You know what? We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. One moment, Chad. One moment. I am very sorry about this. You know, I am a very professional streamer. I made the schedule wrong, and now I cannot find my rubric for whatever reason. But you know what? We adapt. We survive. In this place, we adapt and we move forward with life. So just give me 1 second. Jesus Christ. Can I please? God, where did I put it? God, no. Professional streamer, everybody. Professional streamer. Where the fuck did I put it? I cannot find it. I'm gonna cry. I swear to you and God, I'm gonna cry. Where the fuck could it be? You know what? Whatever. We're winging it. We're winging it. Whatever. So, my rubric essentially involves three things. Three things. Number one, how much does this look like a gym leader? How much can you tell that this is a gym leader and not an NPC? Because on earlier generations of Pokemon, and in earlier generations of Pokemon, it was very rudimentary. They were very simple. The concepts were very simple. The outfits were very simple. And therefore, they were not really that good, right? Some Pokemon gym leaders, they just look like they are a random ass trainer that somebody picked out of the street and then just gave them an actual position of power. That is kind of how it happens for the earlier gym leaders. So as we go along on the generations, the themes have gotten better. The designs have gotten a bit more explicit on what they want to do with the typing, and that is another part of the rubric. How much can you tell that they are meant to be X and Y type? You know, how much in this case, how much can you tell that they are meant to be a fighting type gym leader? You know, and then the last part is color palette. Because here's the thing. Sometimes colors just look ugly, you know? Sometimes color palettes don't really work out that well. You know what I mean? So, for the most part, what we're going to be doing is judging based on those three. How much do they look like a gym leader versus a normal ass NPC? How much do they represent their type very well? And how good it looks. Because, you know, Jesus fuck. My sister is watching football again. My sister is watching soccer again. So like, if you guys hear her kill somebody in the back, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it if you hear my sister murder somebody in the background. It will be fine. Goal, thank you. I mean, actually, she's kind of mad right now. I'm pretty sure that she's about to break the screen because her team is losing. Her team is losing. Listen, if there is something about my family that you know about, is that we are all kind of sore losers. So, like, it is kind of in the family. I don't really get like that. But, you know. Same, I know, right? I kind of stand losing. I'm very competitive, which is the reason why I didn't want to play pool yesterday, because I knew I was gonna suck. But yeah. So, let's talk about the fighting type gym leaders. And here's the deal about the fighting type gym leaders, Chad. Here's the deal about the fighting type gym leaders. Imfreak is not really known for like going out of their way, you know? when it comes to the fighting type gym leaders, there's a lot of reheating nachos, you know? Everybody's passing around the same nacho bowl, you know? They take one chip and then they're like, you know what? Somebody else probably wants it. So let me just go reheat it and give it to somebody else. And so it's been kind of first burst, second burst, same as the first type of situation when it comes to the fighting time gym leaders. Because what you're gonna notice throughout the course of this stream is that they all look very samey. You know? They all look very samey to each other. For some reason, Game Freak hasn't really figured out how to make a fighting type gym leader that is not a martial artist, you know? We only really had one, and even then, she still was kind of a martial artist. You know what I mean? So, of course, we're talking about the martial artist archetype. Because apparently fighting type cannot be anything else but that. And here's my thing. Here's my thing. If you guys have ever seen one of these streams, I am not very much a fan of reheating nachos. I know that there is only so many concepts out there. But Game Freak, you cannot tell me that all that you can ever think about for a fighting type trainer is just a karate fighter. You cannot tell me that all you can ever think about is martial artists. Because here's the thing. Fighting type is not just about beating people to a pulp. Fighting type is about resilience. Fighting type is about discipline. You know? Fighting type is just all about discipline. And you're telling me you couldn't do any other sports other than I beat people with my punch or with my feet type of thing? So, also, one other trend alert that you're gonna notice is that they are all, a good amount of them are barefoot for some fucking reason. And there is somebody out there in the Pokemon company that loves toes. So, we're gonna be seeing a lot of toes today. There's gonna be a lot of feet being featured tonight. So, let's get started, shall we? Let us get started. I need to grab something real quick because I forgot the name of this dude already. I forgot the name of this dude. Honestly, he's probably one of the most forgettable ones. So, we have Chuck. Everybody say hello to Chuck. That is an ugly ass name. So, we have here Mr. Chuck. So, as I said, the fighting type is very known and very notorious, infamous, if you will, for reheating nachos. And as I said, the second gym leader, the second fighting type gym leader, actually, he's the first one, actually. He's the first type, here's the first fighting type gym leader, but he's not the first fighting type specialist, because that honor goes to Bruno, which he is here. I think this is it, yeah. That honor goes to Bruno. If we grab here this, and we just put them side by side. Second burst, same as the first. You know? Second burst, same as the first. Because they are basically the same type of character. You know? It is the fighter that doesn't wear a shirt. Because, you know, shirts are not manly. Apparently, having your shirt out is the only way that you can denote your strength, because, you know, we gotta look at the muscles, right? We gotta look at what you got going on, right? And it's also kind of hinting to the barbarian type. The barbarian character who doesn't really need armor or clothes, or apparently shoes for that matter, because they're just tough. They are just that tough. Their body repels bullets, so they do not need a shirt, right? So, Chuck is pretty much what happens if you take Bruno and make him, you know, want to be alive. What happens if you take Bruno and he goes to therapy and maybe perchance learns how to be happy, you know? So they are exactly the same character type of just a brawler, just a barbarian. However, what I can appreciate about Chuck that Bruno doesn't have is that the main difference between them is on their personality and on their build. Because as Kuronin so graciously points out, Chuck has a different type of strength to Bruno. Because while Bruno is shredded, he is cut. He clearly doesn't drink water because apparently drinking water is a sign of weakness, you know? And Bruno is just muscle over muscle over muscle. Like, his muscles have muscles. That is the type of thing that he is. Bruno is supposed to sort of look like a Rock, which is kind of funny because Rock, which is or Rock type gym leader from that same generation as Bruno, was also not wearing a shirt. So, you know, unlike Bruno, Chuck has, you know, got a little food onto him. He has a different type of strength, a different type of build. While Bruno probably has a lot of arm strength, and he probably has a lot of what's it called? Upper body strength. Chuck over here has decided to focus on his core strength. You know, he is a power lifter. Although he very much is still wearing just just a martial arts farm. But he's meant to be a weightlifter. You know? He's meant to be a weightlifter. And so I really appreciate the difference between Bruno and Chuck. The fact that they're just different types of strengths. That both bodies can absolutely tear you in half. And I see in the chat that some of you want to be torn in half by Bruno and by Chuck at the same time. And you know what? Same. But we're not here to talk about that, are we? We're here to talk about design. And so I can appreciate that Chuck is on the heavier side of Pokemon gym leaders. There's not really that many of them. I think at the top of my head, I think I can only think of 2, maybe 3. Because it will be Chuck, it will be Gordy, and his mom. But then again, his mom is not really that chubby. His mom is thick, you know? His mom is curbalicious. So, what I really do like about Chuck when it comes to his outfit is that there's a certain sense of this man smells. Listen, this man smells, and you can tell just by the fact that not only as his clothes tore up from the ground up, but they're dirty. They are dirty, and they are getting stained, you know? Like, this shit is so dirty that some of the dirt is starting to collect at the bottom of the pants, and it's starting to change the color of the pants, you know? In this case, I am not really sure if the pants in themselves are sun bleached, you know? Because when you leave something to the sun for too long, it will start losing its color. I'm not really sure because, you know, Sugimori's hairstyle, is it Sugimori? Yeah, Ken Sugimori, right? Hold on. No, unless I am. Yeah, Ken Sugimori. Yeah. Ken Sugimori's hairstyle is very watched out. You know? Ken Sugimori's hairstyle is very watched out. You can... he comes from a background of doing watercolors. And something that has stayed pretty consistent throughout the years is that because he does a lot of stuff with watercolor, even though he does mostly digital paintings now, his stuff is very desaturated. Right? It's the reason why Jacinth, despite having a very rich brown color as a skin tone inside the game, she kind of looks a little ashy when it comes to the Ken Sugimori art style. So, I'm not really sure if this is sun bleached, but it is definitely stained. It is definitely torn up. He is not really taking that much care of himself because, you know, he's the type of man archetype who is like the dad. You know, he's your cool daddy-o who wants you to be healthy, so he takes you to the gym. But you know that he doesn't have the best of hygiene, you know. You know that his wife is probably slaving in that washing room trying to make sure that his stuff doesn't reek. And you know that he's got some must come to him. So, for that matter, for the fact that they really don't change much of anything when it comes to Bruno versus Chuck, I think he's probably a 7 out of 10. Like, he's not bad. He's definitely not challenging the archetype either. But unlike Bruno, there is a hint of personality to him that is not present in any other in Bruno, basically. Because, you know, he looks kind of charming. As unwashed that his ass may look like, he looks friendly. He looks like you kind of want to hang around with him, so long as you plug your nose. So, I think they did excellent with the characterization of him. I can tell exactly what type of character he is from the get-go. And I think that's good. I think that you can obviously tell, you know what it is. How did you know that I was a fighting type gym leader while, you know, wearing martial arts and making sure to punch everything? So, like, it is very obvious he's a gym leader. He's a fighting type gym leader. And as for the colors, it's okay. It's like, he's the Ken from Bruno's Ryu. They're kind of supposed to be two sides of the same coin. He's excitable. He's maybe a bit of a a bit hot-headed, and you can kind of tell that from how his spikes looks. So, really, I think he's okay. You know, there is not really that much to judge here, but I think he's fine. Oh, they are definitely saying you are so nasty. Wow. Wow. Golly, I have never seen you be this down bad. Sorry. I have never seen you be this down bad before, Scully. What happened? What happened? Something changed in the air. Something is definitely going on. Some pheromones are being released, apparently. Because you want a munch of them buns, huh? You just wanna sample this bakery that he has in the middle of his tummy, huh? You wanna sample the dough. Damn. No, you know what? No, it's fine. Listen, he's not exactly my type. Primarily because he looks like he stinks. But, you know, power to you. Whatever gets you around, you know? In this bitch of a world, we all need a man, a fictional man, to thirst over. So, I gotcha. Now, you guys are not seeing this right now. So, I have to monitor this, right? And my chat is on the second monitor. And for some reason, whenever I started consoling your Scully, I put my arm around the other screen as though it was your shoulder, and I was telling you that it is okay to want to be ripped apart by a big man. Listen, I'm getting into character, okay? It's called method acting. Leave me alone. I like to imagine that Chuck is really strong and his pants used to be white, but now they're dyed in blood from his enemies. I mean, I can see that. The man carries around a big dumbbell, you know. There have been games in which a dumbbell is a murder weapon. So, like, I wouldn't put it past him, you know. Maybe he has killed people once in a while, you know. Why can a man not just have a little bit of murder as a treat? Just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit of murder as a treat. I love Big Man, Chucky, and Shredded. I really don't care. Me too. Me too. Although, like I said, Chucky's not really my type. But, you know, me too. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Okay, so Brawly. So, Brawly is a different approach to... Brawly is a different approach to the fighting type, the fighting trainer. Because... Me too. You know what? I can appreciate your sentimentality, sister. I can appreciate your sentimentality. Do you guys hear that? That was so loud. Holy shit. Anyway, so Brawly is a different attempt. You know, we've been doing martial artists. So why? How about we step away from the martial art that came from Asian descent, which is karate and judo, and go into the American way of doing things, which is boxing. You know, his style and the thing that he focuses on is boxing. So his arms must be a highlight. You must be able to see his fist, and boy, can you see them because they are bright orange. You know. On the defense of how the third gen, he looked like a surfer dude, and now he looks more like a fighter. That is true. So here's the thing. Ruby and Sapphire suffered from a really weird issue that most of the gym leaders that they used to have and the way that they used to look is that they were kind of supposed to be more casual and the opposite of what they stood for. You know? They are the opposite of what they stood for. In the case, for example, of the Ice-type gym leader, I think it's a lead for... No, it's Ice-type gym leader, yeah. In the case of the Ice-type gym leader, for example, he was the Ice-type gym leader, and his gym was covered in ice. However, the man was in a beach shirt. He was in a beach shirt and khakis. So, like, it was supposed to be a contrast that wasn't really that apparent, and it came off more as in, like, we just don't really have any idea of how to execute this, right? And he had the same problem, because, like Korrina points out, he used to be a surfer, bro. But I like this version of him better. I like the fact that I can tell he's a fighting gym leader a lot better, because it would have been very easy for you to confuse him to a water type gym leader previously. But nowadays, he just looks like a fighting type gym leader. And I really like the fact that they are using the orange in a way that is not overbearing, but that it contrasts the teal in a way that makes it feel that he is the type of to be calm and collected. Like, he's not rowdy like Chucky and like Chucky. He's not rowdy like Chuck, and he is not brutal like Bruno. He is gentle, he is friendly, but he has a lot of energy to him, you know? With the spikes, with the orange, he has a lot of energy and a friendly energy too. He's kind of friend-shaped. And goddamn, do them guns are being featured by the compression shirt, you know? Also, what are those? What are what? Oh, shit! Oh my god! Oh, goddamn! Okay, now I know that somebody at Game Freak Grand definitely has a foot fetish. What the fuck? What the fuck? Mama, I don't think that's how feet work. I don't think that's how shoes are supposed to work. That's not how shoes are supposed to work. I don't think shoes are meant to have toenails. What the hell? Okay, listen. Listen to me. Chat, listen to me. I can actually see why, you know. I can see why this happened. Okay, I can see why this happened. So I don't know if this was a thing around the time where these were made. However, there is actually a type of shoe that is for rock climbing and for, you know, just going around in the wild. That it's a sports shoe that is essentially like a sock that hugs your toenails, your toes. There is an actual shoe that has separated toes, and it's supposed to give you more flexibility when climbing a rock. It's supposed to let you access your toes freely, you know. They supposedly, you know, they're supposed to allow you to be able to climb more easily because you're able to use your toes to actually grab onto stuff, you know, kind of like a monkey. So I think that's why they went in this direction rather than a normal tennis shoe. But I'm not really sure, you know. Yeah, that's news to me. It must look cursed as hell. I am looking it up. Oh, hey, you don't have to. I can do it for you. Where are the socks and sandal fuse? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be one sock. You know, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be just a shoe. I don't think it's supposed to be socks and sandals. Although it kind of looks like that. You know what? It's probably a reference. I think the reason why his shoes looks like this is also kind of vestigial. Because, like I said, he used to be a surfer bro. He actually used to wear sandals, right? So, I think that maybe the reason why it looks like this is just to keep a little bit of his previous footwear while also making it look like he's actually wearing shoes, you know? Hold on. Here you are. I found them. Oh, what are these calls? I need to... what is the name of this? Well, I cannot find the actual sport version of this. Because there's a sport version of it. Like, there's an actual sports brand who made this. But this is their collab with Balenciaga. This is actually their collab for Balenciaga. They made that along Balenciaga. A separated toenail, a separated toe heel. You know? These are actually a thing. No, this is not not AI. These actually exist. You know? These actually exist. And like I said, the actual sport version of this is supposed to let you, you know, walk around better. It's supposed to actually let you supposedly climb better. But as my sources are telling me, and by my sources I mean Chad is telling me that that is not a good thing. You know, you want a single solid tip to fit on a small holes better. I think I can see that. But I can also see the argument that, you know, having access to your toes while wearing shoes maybe is a good thing. You know? Now that I think about it, Chad, can you pick up? This is gonna be a really weird question. But Chad, can you use your toes on your feet to pick up stuff? Because I can. Every time I drop something, I try to grab it with my feet first. Because I don't want to bend down. Can you actually do that? Is that normal? Or is that or is that like a superpower that I have that nobody else has? You know? What is the name of this? Oh, Bibram! Right, it was Bibram. You know. Here you go. Now I can actually find them. So Vibram is an actually like a sports shoe brand, you know. They actually do excel on making sports shoes. And here's the actual ones. Here you go. Here you can actually see the actual shoe. No? This is the actual sports shoe that's supposed to be able to let you climb better. This is so cursed, by the way. It's a curse, by the way. So, not content enough to have a really weird ass shoe. Brawley apparently decided to paint his toenails too. Like, Brawley decided to paint the toenails of his toe shoes. But yeah, I really like Brawley. I like the approach of a more you know, training attire, less martial artsy, more you know, more gym bro type of vibe. I really appreciate that he went for a gym bro idea, which is really fun. It's really fun. You would think that this wouldn't be news in a fighting type gym leader, you know. You would think that this wouldn't be news in that type of situation, but apparently it is. So I really like the fact that he went for a bro gym leader type, you know, bro gym leader. So I think it's actually a fair, nice 9 out of 10 for me. The only reason why I'm deducting a point is because of those ugly ass shoes. Those ugly ass shoes are very ugly. They should not exist, and I need him to burn those. Those shoes need to go. They need to go. So, otherwise, he's kind of perfect. He is really fun, and a really good depiction and separation from the other stuff that we saw for the fighting type team leaders. Yeah. Okay. Hold on, chat. I think we need to do something real quick. This is where you really start seeing that they really do have something for feed, huh? Something is telling me there is something in my heart and in my soul that tells me that they are into feed, you know? Something tells me that they are into feed. I don't know what it is, but somebody really definitely has a foot fetish going on. Okay, here we go. Now I feel more comfortable, you know? Now I feel more comfortable. Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Why did they do so many feed? It's only the third gym leader, and it's already... I cannot defend this, you know? I cannot defend this. Okay, you know what? Maybe Bruno and Chuck are okay to be barefoot because they're the specific archetype of the barbarian, you know? They don't really need clothes because they're tough enough without clothes. But then we have Brawley and his separated toe shoes, which is a little weird, but okay. Maybe you can have an argument that it's for him to run better, you know? But now this is too much. This is too much. The toes are literally on the camera. They're literally on display. And I don't know how much I can keep defending this. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Anyway. So this is Mylene. So, Mylene's thing as a character is that she is supposed to be both a representation of the physical and mind state, you know? Because part of her shtick is that she is connected to her Pokemon in more than just the physical aspect of things, but on her aura. She describes it as her aura. That she vibes with her Pokemon so well that they basically move as one. That is her thing. That is her whole shebang. And maybe that's why she has this unfortunate haircut. You know? She has a very unfortunate haircut. I think that maybe she thought that to match one of her Pokemon's aura, she needed to go hack her bangs. You know? Oh yeah. So, Mylene's thing as a character, at least as far as I can pick off, because she really isn't present in the games that much. She's present in other games. You can actually see her. You can actually see her, if I remember right. Wait, let me actually confirm that. I know that she appeared in Black and White in one of the in one of the tournaments. But if I remember right, she also appeared on Gold and Silver, I think. Let me just double check that real quick. Yeah. She appears in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Apparently eating food. You know? She appears eating food. Which, honestly, me too, girly. And you probably need it, because goddamn, you are on your bones. But anyway. If you notice something different so far from her with the other gym leaders, is that her colors are actually a lot more subdued. You know? It's pink and blue. It's very far away from the reds, the whites, the, you know, the orange that Brawly had. Because in so far they have been either really powerful people or people who are just really happy, you know? They are really happy. They are very much the definition of brightness, right? So Mylene as a character is meant to be kind of like the underdog of the fighting type gym leaders, because she's not really that strong, both as a fighter herself and as a gym leader. In fact, the anime dedicates a whole episode of her being kind of weak, kind of not really up to par with the gym leaders of the other of the rest of the region. And so her main character type is that she's supposed to be the underdog. She's supposed to be the one that you're kind of rooting for her to be stronger. She's self-conscious, not really confident on her own skill, which is why she's kind of posing clumsily, just opening her finger a little, opening her stance a little bit just to make a kick. But it's, you know, it kind of looks a little bit awkward. She's not really doing it right. And as Korrina points out in the chat, her father is a gambler. So she also comes from a very poor family because her father is a gambler. So like, you can definitely tell from the other gym leaders so far that she is different in terms of personality. And so that makes her a lot more appealing to me as a character. The fact that you can tell that she is not this beast of a person who can defeat everyone with their finger. That they are not a one-man army. That just kind of more like the rest of us, you know, kind of clumsy, kind of on the weaker side because we have just begun our training. But there's still that little bit. That pink gives it a little bit of that passion that she has for the martial arts, because at the end of the day she is passionate about this, and that she doesn't give up. You know, like, yeah, she's determined. She may be the weakest out of the fighting type gym leader, but she's still very passionate and determined. You know, so I think that's pretty obvious from her color palette, and I think everything does a good job of explaining her character. She doesn't really have fancy equipment. She apparently cannot afford shoes either, and her colors are kind of drab and kind of muted. So it really does give a way to think about her means and her problem and her economic situation, you know? So I really like Mylene a lot. Although I still think that they could have done something better with her. Like, I'm a little bit disappointed that, once again, martial arts is the only thing that we can think of for the fighting type gym leaders. Like, why are we not just trying something different? Like, why couldn't she be a different sport, you know? Why couldn't she be a different sport? Is my question. Because, like, sure, she kind of makes sense. A weak person trying to become stronger, and therefore martial arts is kind of the way to do it. Self-defense, whatever. But I think her storyline would have been a lot better if they tried a different sport, you know? What if, I don't know, what if she was a soccer star, you know? What if we can get the same posing too? Maybe give her some shoes. Why wasn't she a soccer gym leader? Why wasn't she based on soccer? And the way that she gets out of her abusive situation is by being really good at soccer, you know? She's like, I want her to be a shonen protagonist, and I just don't think she's delivering on that in the, you know, martial gym leaders. You know, I think a different sport could have carried that narrative a little bit better. But that's just me. That's just me. Also could deliver some power for kids in that way too. Yeah. And you know what? Maybe give her the separated toes shoes as well. If they must be somewhere, just give it to her. It's fine. If the feet are a must, let's just give it to her. But to me, it's just, as you can tell, Reheating Nachos is the name of the game. I am very tired of doing this song and dance. However, thank God. Thank God. That is not the right gym leader. Whoopsie. Thank God that Korrina exists. So, Korrina is the one and only time where they decided to let go of anyway, Korrina is the one and only time where they actually let go of the martial arts, and they actually focused on a different type of sport, you know? So Korrina is a rollerblader, and as you know, to be a rollerblader, you do need a certain amount of core strength, you know? But her main theme out of everything else is determination. Are you gonna rate her casual outfit as well? We'll get into it. We'll get into it. We'll see. You'll see it. You'll see it for a moment. So, Korrina's thing is determination rather than physical strength. Although, it is said in the game and mentioned by multiple sources that she has pretty strong legs. I don't know who the fuck was looking that close at her legs. There is literally a report. It's an actual report in game. It's called Gym Freaks, which clearly the title fits well. The program of the title fits well because the thing that they do. You know what? No, let me let me grab the quote because this is kind of crazy. So apparently, somebody was looking at her legs long enough for them to denote that she has really strong legs. But this is what Gym Freaks, which is, you know, the name of the program, says about her. Hello, it is time for Gym Freaks, your source of the hottest news about gym leaders in Kalos. So, I am now in front of Charlotte City Gym. Korrina has arrived! She's so cute, so cute! The way she dresses in this costume-like clothing makes my heart go crazy! Lately, Korrina has been sitting in the PR video studio following 2 years of planning, another year of shooting. Her highly anticipated new PR video is scheduled for release at the end of the next year. Oh, she went inside of the gym. That's all on the side report for now. Goodbye, everyone. And as you can tell, Korrina is meant to be a really appealing character. She's meant to be like, you know in like those movies where there's like a cheerleader movie, she's meant to be a poster girl, you know? She's meant to be a poster girl. Everybody's supposed to like her. And in that very same way, she is very likable. However, I don't think anybody noticed. I don't think anybody noticed because I mean she does have a presence in the game, but her dialogue is a little bit subdued. Korrina is a little zany. She a little cray-cray, you know? Her determination goes so far into the direction of borderline madness because she's energetic in a way that makes everybody else look lazy. Because she never takes a break. She always trains. She can break... Apparently she can break rocks with her kicks. You know? And her main characteristic and her main defining feature is the fact that she never gives up. You know? So, the name of the game with her is Determination. And I really like the fact that that is the way that they decided to represent the fighting style gym this time around. They still cannot let go, for whatever reason, about fighting type gym leaders kicking people. Because, you know, her main signature move for her rollerblading thing is a high axe kick. But, you know, you get what you get, okay? Listen, you get what you get. She tried to be different, and I can really appreciate it for that. Because fighting type is not just about physical strength. It's the determination to keep going and the discipline to keep going. And that is what Korrina represents. And I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. She's a little intense, but it's fine. Because we love her like this. She may be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but it's fine. Because we love her like this. The red goes a long way to represent that passion in a way that no other gym leader has ever been able to kind of do. And, you know, it is perfect. I cannot give her any other score because she is fresh. She is different. She is different from everything else that came before her, and I can really appreciate that. I really appreciate it a lot. It's just peak. This is peak character design. And it really shouldn't be, because it should be, they should be what they should be striving towards. Different types of sports that require different type of strengths, you know? But damn. Apparently, Game Freak would rather die than give us another fighting type gym leader that doesn't, you know, kick people in the face. But it's fine. It's fine. Should have been Ash's companion for the Kalos season. That is true. It did feel like I think her name was Selena, right? Was it Selena? Korrina? No, hold on. What is the name of her? What is her name? Serena? Was it Serena? Serena? Something like that, you know? Something like that. I don't remember. So yeah, Serena, thank you. So, I think Serena was a little bit of a pull in the ass, but they wanted to do Pokemon contests again, because, you know, on Black and White, not real Black and White, sorry, on Diamond and Pearl, Pokemon contests were really well received, and so were they in Ruby and Sapphire when that anime happened too. So like, I think they wanted to bring it back, and that's the reason why they chose Serena over Korrina to be Ash's companion. But with how intense and zany Korrina is, I think she would have been a better foil. I think she would have been definitely a much better foil to Ash, and kind of like a spiritual successor for Dawn. Because the problem with Serena, you know, the problem with Serena is that she's kind of doormat. She never really improved anything of Ash's life. She was just kind of there and kind of enabling his bad decision making. So like, it never really stood out to me as a particularly high chemistry thing. And it was kind of made even worse by the fact that apparently Serena and Ash are childhood friends. You know, as if we didn't see Ash before Serena, as if we haven't known about his life prior to her. So I don't know. Serena's being written into the anime was kind of a pull out of their ass, you know? So I don't really know. I think Korrina would have been much better. And the reason why I think Korrina would have been much better is because of this beautiful gem right here. Okay, so this is Korrina. 5 years after the events of X and Y. She has long been retired from being a gym leader. And now she's out here looking like a goddamn mess. So, if you didn't know, and I wouldn't blame you from not knowing, because even though this is a big plot point, it's never really brought up, like, in an official manner, in an official capacity. So, Korrina's grandfather, if I'm pretty sure, Korrina's grandfather is called the Guru of Mega Evolution. That's right, Korrina is the one and only gym leader who actually uses Mega Evolutions. Wait, she's still a gym leader, she's just retired from roller skating. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought she also retired from being a gym leader. Never mind. I guess she's still a gym leader. Thank you for letting me know, though. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. And by the way, hi, Ryoken. How you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're doing okay. So, Korrina, as a character, and I mentioned before, she's very zany. She is incredibly intense. She is the type of character to be yelling at you at your face. You know? She is hyper... What's it called? She is hyperactive. You know? She's hyperactive. And you can kind of see it in her crazed eyes right here. And it is no surprise, after reading a little bit more of her lore, it is not surprised that she went kinda crazy for Mega Evolution after the events of X and Y. Because her grandfather is the Guru of Mega Evolution. And I think the implication is that she took his mantle and kind of continued on the legacy of the Mega Evolution Guru, and she has decided to deck herself out on every single Mega Stone that she can find. Like, I don't know what kind of high she's on, but you know what? Whatever she's having, I want what she's having, because this is crazy. This is so messy. Like, it is crazy in a way that is kind of charming, you know? I will call this a Mega Evolve farm. Funny you say that, actually. Funny you say that. If you guys remember, do you guys remember the logo of what Mega Evolution looks like? She is actually replicating it. The ribbons of on her bandana are literally the Mega Evolution symbol. So she is the Mega Evolution Guru now. Except that she went about it in the most crazy ways possible. Because what the fuck do you mean you're strapping yourself in rows of belts of Mega Evolution stones? It's so crazy. It's so campy, but it so makes sense for her. It makes so much sense. it makes so much sense that she is this messy because she is intense on every single thing that she does. You know? She is that crazy friend. She is the friend that whenever they get into something, they get into in something fully. Like, is that kind of friend that, you know, maybe you introduce them to League of Legends just to play casually, and the next time you see them to play, they have been so into the game that they are now a much higher rank than you, and they are much better players than you. That's the type of character that Korrina is. And I love that so much for her. I like that this looks like a fucking mess. I like that this looks messy, that it doesn't make any sense at all. Because it fits so much with her character that she's that intense. She's that much of a maniac that when she took up the mantle of the Mega Evolution Guru, she just decided to deck herself out with every single Mega Stone that she could find. It's so funny. I fucking love it. It's a fucking mess. It doesn't look good, but I fucking love it. I will say, I am a little sad that they got rid of the roller skating towel part of her character. I think that was really fun, and I don't think they should have gotten rid of it. I know that she does roller skate, like when she's like moving around, because I saw her roller skates in a cutscene on Night NCA. But like, I wish they would still like a big part of her character. Because like, she did that as a professional career for her whole life. You know? She may have retired, but I feel like it would still affect her in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So I still wish that she would have them. You know? I still wish that she would have her rollerblades, even if she doesn't practice anymore. It's terrible. It's a 10 out of 10. That is the thing, though. A design doesn't have to be appealing. A design doesn't have to make sense. Well, no, it does have to make sense. But a design doesn't have to be perfect. You know? Se chingó la rodilla y se retiró. Oh, you know what? If that is the case, actually, is that the case? Is that the lower reason why she's no longer practicing? Is it because she had a knee injury? Is that real? Or like you're just like one person in me right now? Is that real? Does she actually know? Did she actually get a knee injury? Nah, I think it isn't explained. Okay, I see. I was about to take it personal then. I was about to dock a few points. Because if she did injure her knee, I need to see that. You know, I need to see that on the character design. I need to see a scar from the knee injury. Because a knee injury is not a fucking joke. It is not a joke. It is very difficult to recover from a knee injury. And the surgery is very, very hard to perform and hard on your body. It will leave a mark, you know? A knee injury will leave a mark on your body. So I am expecting it to see it. If they ever did that. But if they haven't, then it's okay. Then it's okay. So yeah, it's terrible, but it's a fucking 10 out of 10. Just because it's really fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. I love her. I love her so much. Korrina, you will always be peak. Korrina, you will always be peak. She will always be peak because she's so fucking stupid. I love her. Hear me out. She bashed her head and now she wears that bandana to hide a scar. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. I wouldn't put it past her. She kinda do be crazy like that. But honestly, Korrina doesn't strike me as the type of character who will hide scars. You know? I think she would be the type of character to actually display them. You know what I mean? That explains why she went cuckoo for the stones. No, listen. I know a lot of people think, okay, I need to clear the air. I know a lot of people think that this is that it was kind of weird that she became like this. I know a lot of people think that she kind of just went crazy, but here's the secret, Cap. She was always this crazy. Guys, you guys have no idea. You need to pay attention to the way that she speaks. She is actually this crazy. It's not that she became crazy. It's just that she was untethered, you know? She couldn't focus her ADHD on sports anymore. So she had to pick up a different type of hyperfixation. But she's always been this zany. She's always been this crazy. She's always been this intense. And it kind of pisses me off that people don't see it. Because she's always been like this. She's always been this. She's always been this type of crazy. And Korrina is so crazy, but I love her. I love her. I don't care. I fuck with it. I've always been down for craziness. Me too. I really like her. I think she's really fun. And it pisses me off that people think that she went crazy. No. She always been this crazy. It's just now she doesn't have any other way to canalize her hyperfixations. She went from hyperfixating into sports and now doing it in megastones. You know? It's so funny. I love her. This is such a terrible, terrible looking design. It looks awful. But oh my god, it so makes sense for her character. And it so makes sense for who she is now. So I fucking love it. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Man. Korrina was such a high for me. Korrina was such a high and so different and so refreshing. Oh, also, one thing that I want to point out, by the way. Oh, well, first of all, let's do this real quick. Hold on. Let us do this real quick because I'm getting really tired of this particular situation happening here. So, let's just do something for a moment. Thank you. Let us do something for a moment. For my mental health, let us do something because this is fucking crazy. Okay. Thanks. No worries. I got you guys. I will protect you from the food fetish. From the food fetishes from Game Freak, because this is kind of getting ridiculous. Okay. One thing I would like to point out, though, which I find very interesting, and I kind of forgot to mention it. Hold on. Where's it? I forgot to mention this. But I really like, that from her original incarnation to the version that we see in Legend CA, I really like the fact that her legs are actually thicker now. Hey, darling, how you doing? Hi, Hitoshi. I'm doing okay. I'm getting better for my cold. Although when I talk for like a very long time, I still kind of get cough, but it's fine. The cough kind of takes a whole ass month to get off anyway. But I'm doing good. What is you up to? Oh, we're doing a fashion review. So, I'm just being very autistic about the designs of Pokemon Gym Leaders characters and talking about them. What I like, what I don't like, and why I rank them this way, and explaining maybe to other people why showcasing my opinions and stuff. I'm fine, or at least trying. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I don't know if there's anything I can help with, but I hope that at least this stream kind of gets you up a little bit, I hope that this stream helps you get distracted. And I hope you're really in for. Oh god, hold the phone. I really gotta do this every time, huh? Is there anyone else I need to censor? Oh my god, even him? Even fucking him? Bitch. What the fuck? Even him. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. I did not know that there was a barefoot epidemic going on with the Pokemon Gym Leaders. I mean, this is fine. This is not really barefooted. Okay, here we go. Or Gucci. Okay. Havaguchi actually? Do I have this open twice? Yes, I do. Weird. Okay. No way, bro. Exactly. Listen. I love watching your video shorts and live stream. Thank you. That makes me really happy. I hope I can make your day a little bit brighter. So anyway. Anyway. Jesus Christ. I really hope you guys can hear that because oh my god, this is very intense right now. I think her team is winning and that's the reason why she's screaming a lot higher. But Jesus. Lord. Okay. So, this is B or Bay. I don't know how do you pronounce her name? I think it's B, right? Is it B? B? Bia? Bia? I think it's Bia? Is it B or is it Bia? I don't know how to pronounce her name. Anyway, it's this bitch, right? The fighting type gym leader from Galar. So, we were doing so good. But you know, Game Freak cannot go 2 seconds. 2 fucking seconds without going back to their tried and true, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, martial arts inspired garb. They will always go back to it. And to the feet too, apparently. The feet must be prominence. If you're a fighting gym leader, you immediately lose your right to actually wear shoes. You know? You must have your toes out. You must have the girls out. You must have them grippers out if you choose to become a fighting type gym leader. Because apparently, it's a requirement. I like the knee pads. That's our newest list. Did Korrina not wear any? Oh yeah, she didn't wear any. Weird. Anyway, so I'm not really sure what flavor of martial arts B practices, right? But what I know at least is that she's at least very appealing, you know? The thing about it is very obvious about her in particular. But if you didn't know, most of Galar's gym leaders have 2 sports going for them. Number 1 is soccer, obviously, because you know, Britain, because British, because the UK, and they love soccer over there. So their primary sport inspiration for all the gym leaders of Galar is soccer. However, some of them do have secondary sports. I have my theory that all of them do, but some of them are not really that obvious. And of course, for B, it really is that obvious. But she apparently also practices karate, you know, or judo or whatever. I think it's supposed to be one of those martial arts that focuses more on legs rather than arms. But I'm not really sure. I'm not burst of whatever type. I'm not burst on that. But I really do like the fact of how they incorporated that feeling, you know? Because they are not really doing it physically. Like, her... Oh, how do I say this in a way? Her outfit and, you know, the martial art garb feeling that you're getting from this is patterned. It's not actually built. It's not actually part of the construction of her outfit. Because she's wearing a crop top. She's just wearing a crop top and shorts. She's wearing a crop top and normal gym shorts. But I really like the fact that they worked out the look of a martial art outfit. Howery, whatever you want to call it, robe. They figured out how to do it with patterning alone, with color blocking. Because if you notice, the reason why it reads like it is actually part of her outfit is because this part right here kind of looks like it's supposed to be one, like it's supposed to be a robe, you know? It kind of supposed to read like it's supposed to be a robe, but it actually isn't. It is just part of the pattern. And that is very, very clever. I really, really like that. It feels really ingenious. Because, you know, you cannot really make a martial art outfit look like a soccer outfit. Because they are too far apart, you know? They're in two different worlds. But you can absolutely make a soccer outfit look like a martial art outfit. So I really like it. I like the fact that she tied off the end of her shirt into a little bow right here to once again echo the idea of a black belt, right? And I don't know. I just think it's really neat. I think it's really neat. It's just one of those things that the devil's in the details. Like, the actual premise of it might be boring because we've done this song and dance over and over again. But at least the details are cool. At least she looks cool. You know? I like the pattern of the shorts and how it matches the wrist playset. I do too. It's really genuinely interesting. It's genuinely interesting. I turned 2 coffee cakes into breakfast dessert with blueberries and raspberries. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that sounds delicious. Coffee cakes and blueberries. Ooh, that sounds awesome. You really need to you need to get me some. I want some. Give me. That sounds so delicious. I need some geometry for a structured look. I mean, it's not only that, it's also just in general how soccer outfits are constructed. Soccer outfits really like lines and geometric shapes for some reason. I guess it makes it look dynamic, right? So it's reinforcing the fact that this is indeed a soccer outfit. You know what I mean? It's just really good. I really like it. She also has some accent femininity that show that, even though she's a tough girl, she has some delicate aspects, including her personality. That is true. She's on the more feminine side, although we've only really had 3 fighting gym leaders as of right now. We've only seen 3 fighting gym leaders, and Korrina is also very feminine. So, unfortunately, she's not really an outlier, you know? She's not really an outlier. To me, that doesn't read as special or that interesting because Korrina existed before her, and Korrina is also very hyper feminine. So to me, I think it would have been cooler if, sort of like Maylene, they kind of lean more into like a tomboyish personality. But that's just my personal opinion. She can be feminine. That's okay. That is very well represented too, with the little bow on her head. So it's not bad. But I personally would have wished that she would have been more tomboyish. Personally. That's just me though. That's just me. I think Mylene's concept deserves a second try. For example, in the games and the anime, they mentioned how she enjoys sweets, which is viewed as a feminine trait in Japanese culture. Interesting. I didn't know that. Huh. I didn't know that liking sweets was feminine. Fellas, is it feminine? Is it gay to like sweets? Fellas, is it gay to like a sweet? Is it gay to have a caramel? Is it gay to like cotton candy? Fellas, is it gay to like sugar? Fellas, is it gay to have a lollipop in your mouth? It's kind of weird. It's just kind of one of those things of culture that is just kind of funny. Gender roles. I will never escape them. It's pretty silly, but it's a culture. True. But yeah, I think B is a fine design. Once again, I think it suffers from the fact that we have seen this. This is a thing. We have seen the martial artist so many times, and it's getting really tired. But hey, at least she's kind of like a really good execution of it. So I think she's a nice 8 out of 10. You can tell her type. She looks like a gym leader, and she has a really nice color palette. But I'm just bored, you know. I'm just bored. It really do need to. They really need to change it up a little bit, because this is getting kind of tired. I'm getting kind of tired. And speaking of changing it up, my queen! My queen! Oh god, I love this bitch so much. I love her so fucking much. Chad, I need to see claps in the chat. I need to see hearts. I need to see clapping emotes. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I need to see some excitement. I need to see some excitement for Eri, because I fucking love her. Yeah, I need to show some excitement. And also, I would like to remind everybody here, before we get any further, I would like to remind everyone that Eri is a minor. I need to remind everybody that Eri is in, I don't know if it's middle school or high school, but Eri is a minor, you know? Eri is a minor, so be very careful about what you want to say about her, because she is indeed a minor. So let us just get that right out of the way. Eri is a minor, so try to not make it weird. All right? So Eri is really and truly what I've been asking for of the fighting types for hours now, which is trying something different with the idea of a fighting specialist. Because here's the thing, what Eri is based on the most is a luchadora. Eri is a luchadora. If you have ever seen luchadoras and luchadors, you know that for them, the stage, the fighting ring is a theater. A luchador match is at the stage of camp. It is a theatrical experience, you know? A Japanese one, to be more specific. True. She is a Japanese luchador. But, you know, the thing still stands. It's based within the culture of what a luchador is, and that is inherently Mexican, you know? It came from Mexico, so, you know what I mean? So, I really, really, really do like the fact that they made her put a persona. That you can genuinely tell that this is a persona put on for the stage, you know? Because you cannot really read her face. Her makeup makes it so difficult for you to know what she is actually feeling, because you don't know where her mouth is. Her mouth is down here, I think. Actually, I don't know. Is that her mouth, or is that just shadow? Oh, that's a shadow. Okay. So, her mouth is here. Her mouth is here. This is her mouth. But because you cannot see it very well, her expression is kind of inscrutable. You cannot really tell what she's thinking. You feel like she's a stone ass queen, you know? I think so. Which is the cool thing. I know. Her makeup is really cool because you cannot tell what she's thinking. You always feel like she's a bit more aggressive, that she's distant. And that's her persona, you know? That's her persona. That is who she is. She is putting up a braver face, you know? Because here's the thing. As a character, Eri is actually really shy. Eri is a really, really sweet girl. And she's shy. And she doesn't actually like conflict. But the fact that she is willing, and you can tell this with her character design, that she is putting up a mask for this role that she is playing within Team Star is so fucking cool. And the fact that they went all the way, it is not pretty girl makeup. It's not makeup with blush. It's not makeup with eyeliner, you know? It's not makeup with eyeliner. It is not it doesn't try to make her pretty. It tries so hard to make her look menacing. Now, I do think that maybe the eyelashes are a bit too much if you're trying to not make her pretty. Because, like, you know, the eyelashes do kind of read on the prettier side, in my opinion. I'm this kind of crazy that I like this type of eyelashes. So, you know. Like, it's just one of those things that we can let. Apparently, Game Freak cannot let by the fact that she's wearing a skirt and by the fact that she has long hair. Apparently, Game Freak cannot trust us to know that she's a girl. You know, so the eyelashes needed to happen. I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit woke in my opinion, for my own self. You know, but I really like the fact that they didn't try to make her look pretty. That she looks fucking menacing. And this looks like a costume, you know? Now, in my opinion, this may be a little sexualized for a teenager, you know? For a potentially 14 to 50-year-old person, I think that maybe cleavage and side torso might be a little much, but you know, it is kind of keeping true with the idea of a luchadora, because luchador costumes and luchadora costumes are very flashy. So, you know, it's kind of a monkey's paw. It is very interesting, very fun. Make sure to absolutely use every aspect of what a luchadora is. But you know, it's a little weird, in my opinion, that she has cleavage and she has the side of her torso showing if she's supposed to be around 14 to 15 years old. I'm just saying. If she puts her shorts or pants, I feel like she would have been able to pull off being a guy. That is true. I think she would have been able to put. I think this could have been a guy design, no problem. But I really like it. I'm really happy that it's a girl. I'm happy that it's a girl that is not really conforming that much to the usual definition of femininity. Because, you know, it's very easy to make a character feminine, but it's very hard to make a female character that has it's very hard. It's not really that hard, but it's like very uncommon to see a female character be treated like just a man would, you know? The same. That she's not treated and forced to look pretty, at least in the face, just because she's a girl, you know? If this was a male character, it would have been the same. So I really like Aerie. She's peak. I like the use of the cape to make her look even more menacing, to make her look even more rowdy, although she's not really rowdy. And I like that her outfit is just stark white, because once again, it just kind of goes to show, you know, it just kind of goes to show that this is a performance outfit, that this is not an outfit that actually sees battle, or this is not an outfit that she actually beats out people with. It's just a costume. And because it is a costume, it's pristine. It's perfect. And you can never look at it. Oh, also, by the way, if you guys don't know what she actually looks like outside of her makeup, you know? If you guys want to know what she looks like outside of costume, this is she. This her. She looks so normal. Holy shit. She really does really good work with her makeup. Although I would say she is borderline. That is not the same person. Yeah. It is really surprising. And I will say it is borderline not the same person. Because she does have a different physicality. She does have a very different physicality. Because here's the thing. Despite the fact that Aerie is wearing a cape here, you can tell that her arms on her middle section of her body is a lot thicker than a lot of the other female characters. And in this particular artwork of her, makes her look slimmer. So like, I still think that maybe that's a bit of the product of this being a Japanese game. I still think that she should have been thicker, just because her actual sprite makes her look really thick in the shoulders and the middle section. But you know, it is what it is. At least we got something different. You should check like all the Team Stars real looks. The contrast is crazy. I don't know. I don't think they look that different. I really don't think they look that different. They look like they're still themselves. Aerie is the one that looks the most different, at least in my opinion. Okay, let me check real quick. What about Articus? What do you look like? I don't see Artica's real face. Oh god, she's so pretty. What the hell? What the fuck? Wait, hold on. Can you guys see this shit? Why is his eyes are staring at my fucking soul, bitch? Holy shit. He's so pretty, it kinda hurts. What the fuck? What the? Hold on. Hold on. This is kinda what it's giving. Hold on. It's giving this. Hold on. Hold the phone. It's they're kind of twinning. They're twinning. They're twinning. This is the same character. It's kind of crazy how much they actually look like it. Fuck. Why does he actually look like Miley Cyrus? Oh god. Fuck me. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Oh, that's so funny. He actually does look like Miley Cyrus. Oh my god. I'm gagging. But yeah. You know, I cannot give my girl anything else. Anything lower than a 10 out of 10. Because she is all I've been asking for. She's a different take on the gym leader, in the gym leader's aesthetic, in the fighting gym leader's aesthetic. It's still martial arts, technically, but she's dabbling into the theatricality of luchadors and the WWE. So, I love this. You get the best of both worlds. I don't remember the lyrics, then you rock out the show. You get the best of both worlds. You know what? I need to look up the lyrics. Hold on. Hold on. Everybody shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I need to sing the song. You get the best of both worlds. Chill it out, take it slow. Then you rock at the show. You get the best of both worlds. Mix it like together, and you know that it's the best of both worlds. Ah! I'm coming back. It's coming back to me. Woo! I love it. Wait, you need to see her short blonde hair, like Wrecking Ball, Mile Airs, Miley swing. Hold on. Wait. We need to see that. Miley Cyrus. Oh God, it really do be the same person. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Hold on. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Shut up. Okay, love you, Ari. Get out of here. Get out of here, Ari. We need to talk about this. This is the moment. This is the moment. Everybody shut up. Everybody fucking shut up. Everybody shut up right now. Tell me that this is not the same fucking person. Tell me that these are not twins. Tell me that this is not twins. Tell me that they're not twinning right now. God, I'm dying. They look the same. They look the same. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. It's so fucking funny. I need to post this on Twitter. Hold on. Everybody shut up. You know what? We need to cook up a tweet. Hold on. We need to cook up a tweet. What do we tweet? What is the caption? Chad, what is the caption of this tweet? Hold on. Even their dark eyebrows. Oh God, you're so right. What if we call it? No, but I feel like that would be too niche. Do people nowadays know Do people nowadays know Hannah Montana? Like seriously, do people nowadays know Hannah Montana for me to make that reference? Because I feel like people don't know Hannah Montana nowadays. People don't know. We're losing ancient text. I don't know if people know Hannah Montana. You say yes, but I feel like people don't know about Hannah Montana anymore. Ah. You know what? I would hope they know. I don't know if you noticed, Liv, but we are old. We have been old. Okay? I don't know if you know, but we are old now. We are past our prime. Okay? We're past our prime. People nowadays don't know who Hannah Montana is. So, the caption of the tweet. Okay, listen. I need you guys to help me out here. Either we do the Hannah Montana reference, just saying you get the best of both worlds, or we can also put in the tweet. I didn't know that Hannah Montana was in Pokemon. I didn't know Miley Cyrus was in Pokemon. It's either one of those two. It's either I didn't know Miley Cyrus was in Pokemon, or just you get the best of both worlds. Yes, I have to sing it every time. Yes, I do have to sing it every time. You know what? I have a better idea. Hold on, better idea. What about this? What about this? Hold on. Is this a hit tweet? Chat, is this a hit tweet? Would you like this tweet? If you found this tweet on Twitter, would you like it? Fuck. You know what? Whatever. I'm overthinking. It's Twitter anyway. Twitter doesn't matter. I'm not good at Twitter. I'm not good at Twitter. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Anyway, what was I doing? What was I doing? Anyway, what was I doing? Okay. Ivor, my lovely red Oni, my local, honestly, my local terror. You know, the local martial guy that assaults buildings and occasionally kidnaps people into joining his dojo, you know? Ivor, my lovely, lovely menace of a himbo. If you guys want to know more about what I think about Ivor, you can watch my Pokemon Legends CA video. If anybody of you hasn't watched it yet, but I'm sure all of you have, because I know that all of you watch all of my videos, right? But if you want to know what my thoughts on Ivors are, you can watch my video. And you can find that here. Was that a good plug? Chat, did I do good? Did I do good at plugging? I hope I did. But anyway, you can actually watch the video. The long and short of it is, he's a competent design. At best, he's competent, and at worst, it's just repetitive. Hold on. How much? Actually, what did I give him? I kind of forgot what the number that I gave him is. What number did I give him? Oh yeah, it was a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. So yeah, 7 out of 10. But yeah, not really gonna go into it too much, but yeah, that's his thing. He is at worst predictable and at best functional, you know? So it's fine. He's fine as a character. Okay. I don't know what your name is. I kind of forgot your name. I think that you're not really that relevant, but let me just look it up real quick. Let me just grab your name real quick, because I kind of forgot what your name is. I'm very sorry. Chat, I'm very sorry. I know a lot of you probably like him, but I don't know what his name is. Marshall. Okay, his name is Marshall. All right. Marshall. Wow, how original. How original. A martial artist named Marshall. Wow. Groundbreaking. Okay, so Marshall here. Honestly, Marshall is a bit more of a contemporary look to the traditional martial arts garb. Because he's still going for it. He's going for it very heavily. However, he's taking inspiration from streetwear. You know, a hoodie and pants. I think that it borderlines into looking like a little bit like he's a rapper. I think he genuinely looks like a rapper. I'm not sure if he's a rapper. He could be. I don't know that much about him to know that. But I really like that they are doing something very similar to B, which is emulating the look of a traditional martial art outfit with non-martial art clothing. You know, I think it's just a very nice and fresh way of doing it without it being too obvious. Like, you can tell, of course, you can tell that this is a fighting type Elite Four, but it is sort of elevated. It is not the same outfit, just like Bruno and Chuck. It is also not just sport adjacent, like like Mylene and Brawly and Bia. It is much more street inspired. Oh god, I'm very sorry for the burp. It is much more street inspired, and I really appreciate that. It feels fresh. It feels like a nice take on that thing that we have gotten so much of. But despite my praise for his outfit, I will say it's still a martial artist. Like it or not, it's still a martial artist. He is still barefoot. He still has a black belt. It is still a martial artist. And so, regardless of what I say and the positives of how I have, I am bored. I am bored. This concept needs to die. If Winds and Waves has a fighting type gym leader, please let it be something closer to Korrina, or to Eri. Because I am tired. This is getting repetitive. The nachos have been heated up so much that they are melted. I am over it. I do not like it. So, unfortunately, as cool as this outfit I think it is, as cool as I think this outfit is, and as cool as the execution and how fresh it might feel like, this is a 5 out of 10. At this point, it is too much. At this point, it is too much. It is the 5th generation. And he is the 4th one to have done this. Once is fine. Twice is great. 3, you're pushing it. 4 is too much. It's too much. Way too much. So I am tired. I really want to see something better. So, not really my tea. Not really my vibe. I'm bored. Next. Oh, also, does he have... Wait, hold on. Hold on. What? No, get out of here. Get out of here. Who are you? Am I crazy? Does he have lipstick? Oh, no, it's not lipstick. I was about to say, does he have lipstick? No, it's not lipstick. It's a guard. It's a mouth guard. Why is he just casually wearing a mouth guard, though? Is this him supposed to be fighting? Is he actually fighting other people in this garb? Because I think that maybe it would be a little bit too limiting, wouldn't it be? Oh well, whatever. It's still good, I guess. It's still fine. And of course, we start with the OG. We end with the OG. We end with Bruno, the original fighting type specialist. And Bruno, of course, is, as we have described before, he is the barbarian archetype. Bruno is the barbarian. Bruno is the one who is so shredded that he doesn't need protection. You know? He is a fighter. He is the fighter. He is the OG. So, like, I can spare Bruno for his lack of originality because he is the first one. You know? He is the first one. He's supposed to be the one carrying the boulder up a mountain. He has this kind of rogue monk idea that is, you know, training under the waterfall. Like it is the martial arts master archetype. You can find him under the waterfall. You can find him balancing a boulder on his head. You can find him pulverizing rocks with his fans. So I think for what it's worth, for being the first, he's a very, very good execution of it. I really like the studded cuffs in both his feet and his hands, because it gives him a sense of him being dangerous. You know, he looks dangerous. He looks like he can genuinely tear you a half with his own hands. And I kind of want him to. Honestly, I think I kind of want him to. Like, I want to be crushed. I want to be that boulder. You know? He has those toes out. Let him step on me. Let him step on me. But yeah, I think it's okay. There's really not that much to say about him, because he is the original. He is the one who started the formula. So I cannot give him any lower because he is the original, you know? And he's a very, very good execution of it. Of the wild man, you know? But yeah. And with that, I think we have finished the fashion show today. So, I know that this was a bit less structured than normal. It's because I couldn't find my fucking rubric as much as I tried to find it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like the fighting type gym leaders? Are you a fan of them? Do you like the fact that they keep cooking the same meal over and over and over again? Do you like the fact just to see different flavors of martial arts? Or do you like it better when they step outside of the box? When they do something more closer to Korrina? Or when they do something closer to Eri? Where they take the martial arts in a different setting. When they take the fighting type in a different setting. You know, either the theatricality of the WWE, or, you know, the determination and discipline that it takes to be an Olympic style trainer, you know, an Olympic style sports person, you know. Too many bare feet? Absolutely. Somebody has a fetish. Somebody has a fetish out there. I cannot prove it, but I don't have any doubts. Somebody has a feet fetish, and they need to teach the fighting type gym leaders that it is okay to wear shoes. Shoes are permitted, you know? Shoes are permitted. Korrina is best girl. Yes, she is. She's still my favorite. Although Eri, you know what? No, I have to give it to Eri. I'm sorry. Korrina is good. I really like Korrina, but Eri is just a really good execution of the the idea of a luchador. So that is just my personal opinion. But hey, do let me know in the comments down below if you didn't happen to catch the stream. But you can let me know in the comments if you want to. But yeah, I'm very sorry about today's stream being a bit of a ramble. It's usually a lot more structure. You know. We roll with the punches over here. We roll with the punches. Heck, just wear socks is that simple. Oh, do you mean the separated toe sock? Do you mean a separated toe socks? I still can't believe that they made Brawly wear that. That is so fucking funny. Still a great stream. Hope you have a good night. I hope you guys have a good night too. It was a fun stream. Looking forward to the next Y playthrough. Oh, are you saying because you want me to lose the burrow? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you want? I know you want me to lose, but I won't. I will not lose. I will not lose. I will not let you guys have the joy of watching my downfall. Okay? Well, anyway. Hope you guys have a lovely day. Lovely night. Take care of yourselves. Remember, Cherry Bomb Blossom Boutique always appreciates you. And I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. I love you all. Bye. Bye. Bye.